the Office of the Inspector General at oig.ssa.gov. Share this information with your friends and family.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. Ouch! Well, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers. If you administer insulin 3 or more times per day or use an insulin pump, call now and learn how a CGM can help you.
Painless. No more pricking my finger.
No finger pricks.
Convenience. They delivered it free and they took care of all the paperwork.
You can reduce pain right away. Plus, it's accurate, easy to use, and helps you spend more time in range. And if you have insurance, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Call now and get free shipping of your new CGM. Plus, we'll bill your insurance for you. 800-432-8150. 800-432-8150. 800-432-8150. That's 800-432-8150.
This is America Matters Media at 93.7 FM, KPGF Sun Valley, your community radio station.
USA Radio News with Tim Berg.
Railroad unions and management are heading back to the bargaining table in an effort to head off a national strike in December. The Biden administration had praised a tentative deal in September to resolve disputes about pay and working conditions. Texas Republican Congressman Beth Van Doon says this issue is bigger than most people realize.
It's something totally different when you think about the number of products that go on rail, including liquid natural gas and things like chlorine that help with all of our water supplies. This is a national security issue, not just a Christmas gift issue.
A college town remains on edge after murders were committed there 9 days ago. From the USA Radio News West Coast News Bureau, Lance Pry has the details.
It's been more than a week since 4 University of Idaho students were found slain. Since then, the Moscow Police Department and other agencies investigating the quadruple homicide has said this will be a lengthy process.
Iran announced Tuesday that they are enriching uranium at a rate above the percentage agreed to in the 2015 Iran nuclear deal. Speaking remotely, John Kirby with the National Security Council says the United States wants to join a new nuclear deal with Iran.
We certainly have not changed our view that we will not allow Iran to achieve a nuclear weapons capability.
He says they are closely monitoring Iran's progress and potential threat to the region. 2 people are dead in a television news helicopter crash along an interstate in North Carolina Tuesday. The crash happened along Interstate 71 in South Charlotte. The chopper belonged to television station WB-TV. President Biden has nothing on his public schedule for Tuesday. Biden and members of his family are expected to arrive on the Massachusetts island of Nantucket later today for the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. This is USA Radio News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's the 41st year of the Butterball Turkey Talk Hotline.
To be connected to our Butterball Turkey Talk line for information on turkey preparation and cooking assistance, press or say 3.
That's what you'll hear when you call 1-800-BUTTERBALL. Talkline supervisor Carol Miller saying on Thanksgiving some 10,000 people phone in, and the number one question asked is about thawing your turkey. Patience is key if you call the turkey tip line.
All turkey experts are assisting other callers. For self-service options to frequently asked questions, press 1. Or visit Butterball.com.
Turkey tips also will be posted on social media. A reality TV couple is sentenced for fraud and tax crimes convictions.
Reality TV stars Todd and Julie Crisley were sentenced to prison in federal court Monday. The Crisley Knows Best couple was found guilty on all counts of bank fraud and tax evasion by a federal jury in June. Metro Atlanta Media reported Todd Crisley has been sentenced to 12 years in prison, while Julie was sentenced to 7 years in prison. Both must also serve 16 months of probation. From the USA Radio News Washington, D.C. Bureau, I'm Victoria Idoni.
Take our news with you wherever you go by searching for USA Radio News, wherever you download your podcasts. For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.
O'Reilly. Improve fuel mileage with Chevron Techron Fuel System Cleaner at O'Reilly Auto Parts. A clean fuel system can increase your vehicle's performance and gas mileage. Get Chevron Techron Fuel System Cleaner starting at $9.99 and earn 10 times O rewards points on your purchase. Get the most out of every gallon. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop O'ReillyAuto.com today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The following is an America Matters Media production. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the station or its advertisers, although we think they should. But that's the opinion of America Matters Media.
Run, whoa, run, do run, whoa, run, do run, whoa, run, do
Pull over to the side of the road and set your parking brake, because for the next hour, you don't want to miss the most informative automotive talk show in America. Welcome to Teresa's Garage. Your host, Teresa Aquila, and her co-hosts bring you the hottest news about the automotive world. Now, here's a lady that really knows how to turn a wrench. Your host, Teresa Aquila.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another hour of Teresa's Garage Radio Show with my co-host, Rob Scuba from Jersey. What's up there, Rob? You're looking
Tuesday.
dapper today.
Happy Tuesday. How's everything? What's going on?
Yeah. What's going on? The weather is going to warm up. I mean, if you want to call it warm, it's going to warm up a little bit for us. And then Sunday, another storm's coming in. So hopefully everybody's got their vehicles prepared. I don't know what it's like on your end of the world over there in Jersey.
We went down into the 10s and 20s, and now it's going to warm up like you, I think, into the 50s. I still have my boat in the water, and I've been procrastinating, and it was just so cold to get it out this weekend. I hope it does warm up, because I got to involve my neighbors, and, I don't want them getting too cold.
Yeah, pretty soon you'll be trying to dig it out of ice if it gets any colder over there.
Yes, the lake started to freeze yesterday.
See, it's gonna be hard on that shell. That ice is like concrete.
And it's an old '57 Chris Craft.
Nice. Is it a wood? Is it a wood?
It's an old wood boat.
Oh, nice.
Listen, this is a car and boat show. Can we put a little boat in there, a little classic boat action?
Hey, in my show, I don't care what you have. You can bring it.
Okay.
You got a moped? I don't care. Bring it.
Vespa. What's going on with the house? Permits are in?
One is. The other one isn't. We're still waiting on the big one.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll get there. Last week somebody thought I said I moved. I haven't moved. So gotta keep that to a limit, okay?
Absolutely.
No. Anyway, I was reading some of the stuff that you sent about a mob actually took over a dealership.
I hate to start on a sour note, but for 30 people.
Yeah, let's get it over with.
Right? 30 kids. What were you doing as a kid? Did you have 30 friends you can call up and say, let's go steal 20 cars? Or?
No, I was a loner. I was the oddball because I was a tomboy and the girls in the neighborhood wouldn't play with me. So.
Gotcha. What? So, the 30 people, I think they took 17 cars. And
yeah.
a lot of other cars driving out because they had to go through the gate.
Yeah, and they damaged some going out.
Right.
And they found, 14 of them abandoned.
Yeah, so is
no, 13. See, they stole 13 vehicles, and even shots were fired with the security guard in there. I mean, because these dealerships, they've been getting hit in different places, and so they've hired security guard, and these people are so brazen, they don't care. They're shooting back.
When I saw the headline, I thought it was your TikTok people stealing Kias with USB cords.
Yeah, I guess 7 of them out of the 13 were actually recovered in Oakland County, not Oakland, California, but this is in Detroit. Oakland County in Detroit, in Michigan. So,
I don't understand how you can get such organization out of kids. I mean, there's so many better things that they could put their the thing to, like their energy.
Yeah, it's all about destruction, right? It's all about theft and destruction, and they want what they want when they want it. It's not about respect, integrity, or morals and ethics. It's about, hey, yeah, let's go do this. Remember, kids years ago used to throw tomatoes or apples or rotten eggs. Now they're just stealing cars.
We never did things like that as kids. I don't know. But.
Me either. I mean, if I did that, I wouldn't have a behind to sit on. My mom and dad were pretty strict. I mean, we always played hide and go seek with the neighborhood kids and kick the can. For those of you who even know what that is, but we used to have fun, but we didn't do anything destructive. We were minding our P's and Q's.
It's like something out of a movie.
Well, and a lot of this stuff that's happening, people are seeing in movies. You know, it's kind of like these sideshows. They're seeing that on the internet, right? So they're enacting it and doing it their own way. Like here, I mean, they've been every weekend. The law enforcement agencies have teamed up, and they're out in force. They've got a special units with all the agencies and probably 40 units. And when they find out where they're at, or they hear from others where they're at, they're ready.
And speaking of movies, what you got?
Movies, you know, I personally do not go to the movies I can't tell you when the last time I was in a theater. I wait for it to come on TV if I have time. I am so busy. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and he's like a young guy, and he's an awesome mechanic. And he's like, oh my gosh, I listen to you and I'm exhausted. I don't even have enough time in the day just to do my one job. I'm like, it's all about scheduling, right? I just don't have the time.
I sent you that Bullet movie that's coming out, and I'm so excited.
Yes.
There's nothing better than Steve McQueen in that Bullet, man. I mean, we talk about Eleanor, talk about Smoking the Bandit.
Yep. But I was surprised. I looked at that, and I know you're going to do a post for next week so that we can have our listeners and our viewers kind of give us what they like. But I was surprised that American Graffiti wasn't on that list.
I don't think Cannonball Run was either.
No, I didn't see that one.
But Heart Like a Wheel was, which we talked about, and is a great movie.
Yeah, and Steven Spielberg is part of this. So, you know, he usually does really good when it comes to movies of this nature.
Yeah, so I figured it's the holidays. Unlike you, a lot of people decide to go to the movies during Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. It seems to be a family reunion or family get-together. And I figured, there's so many movies out there that there's a favorite of someone's that I forgot about. So I want to run a poll and do something on Facebook and get people start talking about these movies about cars and women with cars, if you could pull that one off.
Absolutely. Anyway, we're going into our first commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have more automotive discussion with my co-host, Rob Scuba. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
She's boarded in her lead and she's stroking fortunes. 140 in the top end floor.
In Northern Nevada, there's a one-of-a-kind home that provides temporary overnight lodging when veterans or family members are receiving medical care in the Reno area, some from hundreds of miles away. Too often, overnight accommodations are a financial and logistical challenge. Stephanie Tanksley and her husband are veterans who come for treatment from Bishop, California.
We were lucky enough to be connected to the guest house so that I could stay for 10 nights when my husband was in the hospital. So I was able to visit him every day. It was just a blessing.
Veterans Guest House is privately supported by individual and community donations from people like you who recognize our responsibility to support our heroes. And no government money is received for day-to-day operation of the house.
Please support this organization. The Veterans Guest House is an amazing resource for veterans. Supporting this organization is one of the best ways that you can donate your time and your money just to help our veterans and their families.
Find out how you can help at veteransguesthouse.org.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. Ouch! Well, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers. If you administer insulin 3 or more times per day or use an insulin pump, call now and learn how a CGM can help you.
Painless. No more pricking my finger.
No finger pricks.
Convenience. They delivered it free and they took care of all the paperwork.
You can reduce pain right away. Plus, it's accurate, easy to use, and helps you spend more time in range. And if you have insurance, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Call now and get free shipping of your new CGM. Plus, we'll bill your insurance for you. 800-432-8150. 800-432-8150. 800-432-8150. That's 800-432-8150.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and catch the bus. Text and miss your stop. Wait. Text and be late to work. Sorry, I'm late. Text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working. Who, me? Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Want to expand your advertising dollar? Sponsor this or any America Matters program by calling 775-827-8900, extension 2. Now back to the show.
Welcome back to Teresa's Garage Radio Show with my co-host Rob Scuba from Jersey. You know, Rob, I got to tell you that I could not believe when I read the article about the fastest woman on earth, Jessie Combs, that she passed away almost, 2 years ago. Seems like yesterday to me.
Mm-hmm. You had the pleasure of meeting her?
Yes, I did. They had the National Automobile Museum here in Reno. Since I can't even tell that it's been 2 years, it's probably been 5 or 6 since they had that. And they had the Thomas Flyer that was actually being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And they had a big to-do here, and she was one of the ones. They were doing a cross-country with a bunch of, I forget the club or the group of people that were actually doing the cross-country tour, and they stopped in Reno as one of their stops, and they went to the Automobile Museum so they could do the induction of the Thomas Flyer, and she was talking to people, so I actually went up, and there were so many people. I got a few minutes to chat with her because there were just so many people. I didn't get a chance to do an interview, but sorry to have seen what had happened. But she in this documentary, I only saw the trailer part of the documentary. I watched it, the link that you sent me, and she said she wasn't afraid to die, but she wanted to make history, and she wanted to change things. And she did that. She went 527 miles an hour in that vehicle that she was driving.
And you could see in the video clips how passionate and the energy she had. I mean, you experienced in real time, but you could see how it just bleeds out in these videos of what the passion that she had.
Yeah. But you have to have, when you love something, you have passion for it. And it's like somebody asked me the other day, we were talking about jobs, and I love my job. And to me, it's not like going to work because it's what I love to do. And they were like, oh my God, I can't understand that you love your job. And I said, because this is who I am and what I am, because this is what I love to do. If this is not what you love to do, then it's just a job and you just go through the motions. But when you, like her, she wanted to do something nobody else had done. And she did.
And with class.
Yes, and with class. And she was willing to take her life unexpectedly doing what she loved to do. But she wasn't afraid. She, sometimes that's what it takes, right? I mean, we've lost so many great people over the years because they were doing what they loved to do, and they pushed the limit. And that's how you had to do it.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
So
hats
you
off.
got that movie coming out. You have Bullet coming out, and we forgot to mention that Bradley Cooper is going to be in that movie.
Yes, in Bullet. Yep.
Hopefully, like this show, it's an escape for people, right? You go into the movie theater, you leave everything behind, and you just get lost in that movie and just feel the passion and hopefully build on your own passion through these people's accomplishments.
Absolutely. I mean, for me, everything that I do in life, 99.9% is out of passion. I do the things I want to do. So if that's what your dream is, whatever it is, find it. Figure out how to do it. I tell people I will, do a lot of things in life, but the one thing I will not do is jump out of a very good airplane. I won't take the fast road down.
You don't go to the movie, so I'm going to have to send you some tickets to take you myself when I'm out there for Hot August nights.
That's right. Yeah, no, I just don't have the time. I mean, with everything that I do, I wish I had the time, but I don't have a lot of idle time. So I utilize my time, and going to a theater, it's not something I've always enjoyed to do anyway. It's
Right. Well, you're living the real thing out there.
Yeah, exactly. Before I came to the show, because it's the flu season, right? Not that this is automotive, but I went to the pharmacy to get my flu shot. I made an appointment because you can't just walk in most of the time anymore. And the lady goes, oh, well, you're at the age where you need to get the big dose. I said, well, does that mean my arm gets bigger and hurts more? Or what's the deal? So anyway, have you gotten your flu shot? I do not want to get sick.
Right.
How about you?
I haven't gotten it yet. We don't go out. We stay here at the house. It's too nice to go out.
Okay. Well, that's good. But speaking of people that are not feeling well, Jay Leno. Have you seen the picture?
Yes.
And him and Tim Allen, when Tim Allen went to visit him, they were joking at each other because, they're both comedians. And Jay Leno said, yeah, a couple more surgeries and I'll look like Sylvester Stallone. So, because a lot of his burns are on his face, like his chin area and down his neck. Right. And just looking at them it hurts. Just because I've been burned a few times, and he had 2nd and 3rd degree burns, so that's like all the way through.
And there's nothing to take that pain away. And Stallone had a good car movie. It was Cobra, right?
Yes, he did.
Mercury. Oh my! I want to see some comments. What are the car we're going to post? I want to get this out there.
Yeah,
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I've got that list. I scheduled it to post tomorrow on my Facebook page. Mm-hmm. So, and I'll put it on my website to see if we can get some people to tell us what their movie was. It doesn't have to be anything on that list. They could have their own favorite, like White Lightning. I mean, no, that was about trucking, and somebody being chased, but still, it was and then what was the one that Dennis Weaver was in?
I don't know.
He was in a Ford. Was he driving like a Ford Falcon? It just came to me. It just he was being chased by something like the white line fever, but I'm not sure.
I can't let you say Jay Leno without me saying the detailing bucket is the best. It's the holidays. Buy that for your car enthusiast.
Yeah, I have a link on my website that they can go right to Jay Leno stuff, because they did reach out to me a few years ago and asked if I would put the link on my website, and I did. And yeah, so, and I think your brother sent you that because he saw the link on my website, and him and I chatted about it. Good stuff. You know, they sent me the bucket and the polish and the car wash. I still have it. I'm still using it. I'm surprised about the cars we have.
When you go to buy the wax and the wash and the rag and it's all in that bucket. Everything is in there.
It's one thing. Yeah, because I remember James said he bought a bunch of them for gifts, so I know where one of them went to you. And I was, I'm doing some filming. Switching gears here, I'm doing some filming for a friend of mine up in Virginia City. He is like the historian up there, and he's got acts. He owns the rights to like 3,000 different vintage photos of the 1800s. And so we were up there over the weekend doing one of the episodes. Of course, it was freezing by the time we were able to start filming. But I did not know until he started talking about it that Virginia City in the mid 1800s, anytime you went into Virginia City or came out of it, it was a toll. Whether you walking cost you 5 cents if you're going to walk to Virginia City, walk in. If you were on a buggy, it was like 25 cents. If you were a horse rider, just you, it was like 15 cents. But if you had a whole wagon of, like an ore cart and a team, it was like $40.
I still can't believe that number.
I know, like, and Joe said in today's world, you times that by 6. So that's 200. What is it? $240.
So what was going on in Virginia City that they wanted $240 to get in?
And then you had to pay to get out? The mining. You had silver and gold. Where's your history?
I'm from Jersey. I'm not in Nevada.
Hey, you gotta, watch the videos. You'll get a lot of history. We're still the old West back here.
Listen, I have to ask the dumb question just to educate my team over here in Jersey. Like we don't know it's in Virginia City. But for $40, I told you that I would make everybody disassemble the trailer, put it in backpacks, and then walk over the thing for a nickel and put it back together.
But you got to remember, the tools were limited in the 1800s.
We'll figure it out for a nickel.
I want to see how many people they had lined up to carry those backpacks. Now, coming out, a little different, but you had to pay coming and going. I was shocked. So I did some more research on that. And it was very interesting because the legislature in Nevada at the time authorized companies to do the toll booths. And I mean, there is a list of roads and that they had tolls. I mean, you couldn't go anywhere without paying a toll. And I've talked about this before, 395 that comes through Reno and up through Nevada. And it comes from Mexico through the United States up into Canada. And we talked about it before. It's called Three Flags Highway. And at Bordertown North in 1927, there was a toll booth there that you had to pay.
But you were saying private citizens could have toll booths?
They allowed companies, yes, you had to submit to the state, according to what I read, that that allowed you, and they were making more than the gold companies were. Anyway, we got to go into our commercial break. We got to pay the bills. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
She's boarded in her lead and she's stroking for 240 in the top end floor. She's my little scoop. You don't know what I know.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-296-1259. 800-296-1259. 800-296-1259. That's 800-296-1259.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today, I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad, just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults in America have prediabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mom my. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
Unable to listen to the whole show? A recording of today's program will be available later today.
Visit americamatters.us and click on the podcast link. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show with my co-host Rob Scuba from Jersey. We are a production of America Matters Media right here at the Reno Town Mall, just south of the biggest little city, Reno, Nevada. And Rob, you know, before the commercial break, we were talking about toll roads in Virginia City, and I see my cousin Joanne. She's actually watching the show, and she lived in New York. They lived in Queens, and then she moved to Florida, her and her husband, several years ago. But she actually got to come to Reno. Her husband had to do a convention, and so I took him up to Virginia City, and they had a blast. Our friend drove him around town in his old military Jeep, which is kind of cool. But I was reading, and I wanted to share this because I get a kick out of how sometimes things in the past play out. And according to the toll roads, I just want to kind of say this a little bit. Of course, the fees for the 1860s, it says that proposed tolls for an 1864 road franchise included the following. So this was set up as a franchise: $2 per wagon and 1 span of horses, 25 cents for an extra horse, half price for empty and returning freight wagons, $1.50 for a person on horseback. So the prices changed as time went on. 10 cents for each. Now, tell me if you take yours to town, a sheep or a hog. I don't know if you have yours on a leash.
I have chickens, but no sheep and hog.
Get them a leash. And then 2 cents for your dog. I don't know what they charge for chickens. We're going to have to
Okay,
There's
so
nobody here to ask anymore.
I'm sorry. What was your cousin's name?
Joanne.
So I want to ask Joanne, when she left New York, did they count like the chickens and the dogs that she had in the car? She left, went over the toll over
On
the
the
George
turnpike?
Washington Bridge.
I don't know. She doesn't have chickens and dogs that I know of. But who knows? They may have charged for your luggage. Because I was reading that people are bailing in New York City.
They are, but could you imagine the chaos? There's probably, I don't know how many bridges. I mean, there's a lot. The main ones out, 3 main ones out, right? Could you imagine the toll guy coming out and saying, okay, how many dogs, how many people? You got French fries, and it would be like you going to the drive-in. I know you don't go to the movies, but it's like you going to the drive-in and your parents hiding you under the blankets, like,
or in the trunk,
you have to go over the GW
the car. Yeah, I don't know. It was very lucrative because these franchises were making more than the minors were.
They probably made the rules up as they go. What's the difference between having a dog and a goat? Well, you got a goat, it's 50 cents. You want that dog out, it's $1 because you're more attached to the dog. We know it's an emotional connection.
Yeah, I know. Kind of hard to hide things back then. I don't know. Back then you see the movies where they put tarps on them or they have the covered wagon, but kind of hard to hide things.
I wonder what the opportunists were doing back then. I love that word. What were the opportunists doing to get through those tolls cheaper?
I don't know. Going the back way? I don't know. But every road, I mean, I've got a list here. I mean, the list is huge. It goes for like 3 pages on all of the roads that were tolls and the year that they actually passed for those roads to be a toll through the territorial legislature. Crazy.
But if there were opportunists, listen, this isn't a goat, it's my dog. And it's really a goat. It's like, no, it's my dog.
Yeah. I don't know what they charge that Aflac duck because he's kind of like a movie star.
And here's the other thing. I mean, you're in the middle of Nevada. Like, do I really need to take this toll road? There had to be a bridge to enforce it, or else you would just go through the weeds, right?
You have to climb a mountain. You have to climb a mountain to go to Virginia City.
That's free.
You gotta brush yourself up on the West.
Listen, you're gonna take me on a tour when I come out there.
I am. We're gonna have the ride of your life.
That's gonna be my escape. I'm gonna put that on the calendar. I really look forward to coming out to Hot August.
And you should go on to Teresa's Garage YouTube channel or Virginia City Truths, No Myths, and educate yourself because Joe, he has all the original photos. Like I said, he owns the rights to all the original photos, and we're kind of starting from the beginning and help educate yourself.
So, are there ghosts? Is that kind of town? Is
it? There is a famous donkey. Her name is Mary Shane. She was a famous donkey up there, and she even has her place at the cemetery.
How much did they charge for a donkey to get over the toll?
Well, let's see. I'm thinking it's bigger than a sheep or a hog, and it's smaller than a horse. So a single. What was that? Like $1.50. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking 75 cents, maybe half price, because it's half size. I don't know.
You have me so interested in this. I'm gonna get educated, Nevadians. I will.
Yes,
there.
You do. You have. We try to help you out, and for the first time, because there's a lot of wild horses here. A lot of people come here and kind of get freaked out or they think it's cool. I mean, we think it's cool. Not everybody, but they're in neighborhoods. They're mountains on the mountainsides. But last night, Joe sent me, my friend Joe up in Virginia City, he sent me a picture of a bear that was visiting the cemetery. And that's the first time they've had bears up there. And his neighbor is actually a beekeeper. And so he makes, he does fresh honey. And the bear broke into the guy's shed where he has his where he keeps his bees. And he destroyed one whole set. And Joe goes, well, there went my honey. And then he knocked over a table that locked him inside the shed. So this bear is trapped in this shed, eating fresh honey, I must say, and drooling over it. And then, so the guy was trying to get him out, and he had to, make some noise and do some stuff until he was able to knock the table out of the way, and then the bear took off. But meanwhile, he destroyed his honey. So
we go off the rails because we have bears here. And
okay.
I was having a squirrel war. They were eating my bird feed and the whole thing. And I put this thing up for the squirrels so they couldn't get to the bird feeder. And I laid on the couch, and 20 minutes later, I hear the bird feeder crash down. I knew it was the bird feeder.
Yeah.
So I'm like, these squirrels. And I go out there, I open up the door, and it's a mama bear and 2 cubs. And I'm like, okay, shut the door.
Yeah, bye. Yeah, so now Virginia City is going to have to be like Lake Tahoe and Incline Village, where they have to have the bear-safe garbage cans.
And the opportunists now, they could just say that these are wild horses. They're wild. They don't have to pay for them. But I'm going to tell you, we were out there when I first met you a few months ago, me and my wife, and Lisa and James were saying when we go through a part of Reno where there's wild horses, I was like, yeah, okay, sure, and there's going to be a shark. Sure enough, we're on the highway. You look to the left, and beautiful. And for everybody listening in Reno, I understand it's redundant, but for me, it was really it's a moving experience to see wild horses. It's amazing.
The transportation of the past.
Right.
That's why right.
Yeah,
I mean, you look at
Henry
it.
Ford said people wanted faster horses, not a car.
I know, and it's so expensive to have horses because the price of hay is just like out the window. It's crazy. I mean, when I had my horse, hay was like $2 a bale. Now it's like $30. It's great. Yeah, I don't know how people afford them.
How has that come up in the last year? I mean, when you went from $2 to $30, are you talking about 15, 20 years, or are you just saying the last few years?
Last few years, it was up to 17 like 10 years ago, but it's increased now, I think, because of COVID and water, and because hay takes a lot of water to grow.
Right.
So you have to flood the fields. But yeah,
horsepower is expensive, whether it's hay for water or gasoline.
That non-green, that non-green stuff, they're polluting the air. They're saying that about the cows, and yet we need the milk. I don't know. But yeah, it's Virginia City is like stepping back in time. I mean, it's the buildings are still very 1800-ish, and in the historic district, if they do anything, it has to look the same. You have to use as much as the old building. If something was like, let's say, because a lot of those look like they're ready to fall down. But it's really pretty cool up there. I mean, it's definitely like stepping back in time. There's no place to park on the street. I mean, there is, but if you have a vehicle that has wide mirrors, I suggest you bringing them in if you can, or finding another place to park, because a lot of mirrors get wiped out on that street.
So for all my Jersey neighbors and everybody across the world, how far is Virginia City from Reno?
Oh, it's about 30. Well, it depends on what part of Reno.
Mm-hmm.
So, from downtown Reno, probably 30 minutes.
Okay.
From my house, it's like an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, because I'm about 30 minutes out of town.
Got it.
Soon to be 45. But, yeah.
Check back in 5 years. She'll be an hour.
It's right. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. The traffic, oh my God, it's they just keep building, and the roads just don't seem to grow with them. And we've got more people. And I was thinking today that here in Reno, we have, everything's a valley. We have Washoe Valley, Sun Valley, Lemon Valley, Golden Valley, Panther Valley. I mean, it's like we got all these valleys because they're all valleys. So they're all closed basins. So water stays in those valleys. They don't go anywhere. So don't be at the very bottom, because then those are areas that are definitely going to flood, and you'll need an amphicar. For those of you who know what that is, that was a car back in the 60s that actually had a propeller in the back, and you can just drive off the beach and go right in the water. I don't know how good they were, because I never owned one or never drove in one, but look them up, because they're cute little buggers. Anyway, we're going into our last commercial break. When we come back, we'll finish out the show. Excuse me. We'll be right back.
In the top end floor, cheap, my little scoop. You don't know what I know.
Have you, a friend, or family member been diagnosed with cancer? Dr. Forsyth at the Forsyth Cancer Care Center offers an all-inclusive program to treat adult types of cancer. The Forsyth Immune Protocol Cancer Treatment Plan, in a current prospective study of over 6.5 years and 1,200 adult cancer patients, has produced a remarkable 30 times greater survival statistic when compared to conventional full-dose chemotherapy. Greater than 95% of all their patients choose low-dose insulin-potentiated life chemotherapy, using only 10 to 15% chemotherapy dosing with insulin. Dr. Forsyth has long been considered one of the most respected physicians in the United States, particularly for his treatment of cancer and the legal use of human growth hormone. Located in Reno, Nevada, Dr. Forsyth has seen patients from all over the world. To schedule your consultation today, call 775-827-0707. That number again is 775-827-0707.
Hi, this is Eddie Floyd. Let me tell you about my favorite non-profit public charity, Wainema Wild Horse Sanctuary, located on the Forsyth Ranch in Hallelujah Junction area. And please go to www.wainemaranch.com. That's WYNEMA ranch.com.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the Grads of Life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Meet Ingrid, fiery spirit, carrying grandma, proud trucker.
I've logged more than 4 million miles in my truck. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. I was driving outside of Ohio when a gentleman stopped suddenly in front of me. But it takes my 80,000-pound truck 200 yards to stop. I'd given myself extra room, but it's not a chance.
It's our roads. It's our safety. Visit www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Are you shy and don't want to talk on the air? Text us your questions or comments to 775-237-2266. Now back to the show.
Welcome back to Teresa's Garage Radio Show with my co-host Rob Scuba from Jersey. Hey, you know, Rob, we got Thanksgiving coming up, and I thought this was kind of funny, so I just want to share it because it's funny in one respect, but it's not in the other. I was watching the news the other night, and they were talking about the weather, and it was the weather girl, lady who does the news or the weather. And so she had on there the turkey dancing for Thanksgiving, and she says, "Oh, we got the happy turkey there dancing for Thanksgiving." And the anchor person said, "Well, if I was a turkey, I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be dancing and be happy for Thanksgiving." And so the news, the weather girl said, she started laughing. She was like, "Oh my God, I guess the turkey wouldn't be happy." But anyway, are you happy for Thanksgiving?
I am happy for Thanksgiving, but I have to tell you, sometimes, smells and there's memories, everything's related. And I have this memory of being actually not in the automotive shop, but in home ec in 7th or 8th grade. I can't remember the kid's name, but I will never forget. He said, "Hey, Thanksgiving, it was Thanksgiving week." And he says, "You know what my family does?" I said, "What's that?" Lopez was his last name. He says, "We look at the newspaper on Friday in the obituaries to see who died on the turkey bone."
Oh my God. Now, isn't that something to look forward to?
From 8th grade, it always comes in my mind now. And I text that to people.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, you hardly read the newspaper now. Now you got to read your phone.
Yes.
Your computer. Get your news. Because have you seen how big the newspaper? I like reading the newspaper. I like to just sit there and read the paper. But man, they're so small now. It's like pathetic. But go ahead.
We're all in our phones, and it's so funny how we're used to watching this wide screen, right? Like a wide screen. And now all the media is going to an up and down screen.
Yeah, well, I still have an old-fashioned TV. People come over and they're like, you don't have a flat TV? I'm like, why should I go spend for a big old flat TV when mine are perfectly fine?
I'm coming out there. I'm taking you to the movies. We're getting a widescreen TV for you and Cameron. What else?
I have a round picture tubes TV still. It's color when they first came out, and that sucker works great. Although we don't use it every day. When the power goes out, I can still get the signal on that thing without an antenna. What's that?
Do you have to put quarters in it?
No, that's my jukebox and pinball machines. No, but it works. I mean, when I first moved out of the house when I was like 21 or 22, I bought that TV. I paid $6 for that sucker. And it was the first TV I had. And my brother-in-law, like 4 or 5 years later, came over one time, him and my sister, and he's like, oh my God, Teresa, here is some money. Would you please go get you a TV that you can see the whole picture?
I'm going to get you one of them fancy color TVs when I come out there.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Nope. Nope, not going to happen. My sister-in-law gave me 2, I think they're about 20-inch flat screens because she didn't want them. She went to like 55. Big old, like we got here for our monitor. I think that's a 70 or 75 that we have for our time clock. It's a big clock, I'll tell you. But so I have one in the garage and the other one I have on the deck. But that's about the only flat screens we got. Hey, if they're not broke, why should I replace it? Why should I spend that kind of money?
Yeah. I'm in
I don't need
I'd rather spend my money on new wheels.
That's right.
High octane gas.
Right. The high price of fuel.
Yeah.
I always go east of town. I had to go there this morning for a service call before the sun came up, and it's more than $1 a gallon cheaper. And so I bring my fuel cans with me, and when I go there, I fill them up.
And is that in Virginia City?
No, it's called Fernley.
Well, you got to pay a $40 toll.
To get to save $20 on gas, right? $10. Yeah, no. Thank God we don't have that toll thing going on like they do across the country. I mean, God, I remember when we drove as kids. My mom's from New York, born and raised in Brooklyn, and so we'd go visit her family, her mom and dad, and her family back in New York, and we would drive. And oh my gosh, the toll bridges, we had the turnpikes. We had to go from one to the other, and you had to pay. It's kind of like going over the Bay Bridge or the Golden Gate Bridge. You can't. I tell one guy, I think it's like $7 now a trip. So if you go to work every day, it's $7. That's a lot of money. It adds up plus the fuel. I don't think so.
I think the GW Bridge is $16 one way, and then if you have to get to Long Island, you have to take the GW and another bridge, whether it's the Whitestone or Throgs Neck.
GW stands for George Washington.
Sure.
So everybody knows.
But $16 to get past that bridge, and then it's $8 bridge Throgs Neck is $24, and you got to get out. You got to come out just like the horses in the silver.
Exactly. You're going to hide everybody in the trunk.
And I don't take anybody with me. I don't want any issues. No dogs, no goats, no chickens.
I thought maybe be like some people and have like an inflatable person in the passenger seat so you can go in the carpool lane.
You have that. Oh my God.
You have to have 2 or more to be in the carpool lane, and people get caught going single in the carpool lane, get in trouble.
So it's Thanksgiving, as you said, and on everybody's mind is not only the turkey, but Black Friday special. Right? What can I get for super cheap?
That's right. Do you get Black Friday deals? I mean, everybody and their brother are already putting out their early before Black Friday deals. I see it all over the place.
Yeah, they start on Monday, and then it's a week long, and then now I see specials that start November 20th and go into January.
It's Cameron and I, we just, when we want, we save up for what we want, we just buy it. It's like, we buy practical gifts, things that we can use. My sister is like, what'd you get for Christmas? Oh, man, I got this really cool cordless impact wrench. It's like the long neck. And she's like, oh, exciting. I'm like, so what did you get? 5 more new pairs of shoes that you don't even need and whatever.
That is the truth. When you can, and I hear, like, me and my wife are the same way. Like, we're going to get each other probably an air fryer or something like that. I forgot what it is. But yeah, I don't need the latest and greatest gadget. Like, we need practical stuff. I love that you said that. Practical.
Yes.
So you know what? Audit yourself this weekend. Audit yourself as a couple. Audit yourself as a person and say, what am I getting? What am I spending my money on? And what am I buying that person? Is it something they really need and they're going to appreciate? Or is it something that's just going to be collecting dust in a week, right?
Right. Do you need it or do you want it? There's a difference.
No. Yeah.
We get things that we need. And people don't know, like, they want to give us things. They don't know what we need. So we've got a stack of gift cards and gift cards for restaurants that, oh my goodness, it's huge. And because we don't go out much. So, we're going to have to start spending those because I don't know if
there and help you.
I bet you I'll probably get emails or messages on Facebook after this saying, hey, I'll take a few of those off your hands. But, we take care of our neighbor, and our neighbor is so kind. She goes and gets us Home Depot cards. I'm like, I'm doing this to save you money, not for you to go spend money on us. But, it's her way of appreciating because we clear her snow and take care of her weeds and work on her vehicles when she needs them. So my dad, somebody took care of my dad and he was able to live in his house till the last days. And so I'm just paying it forward.
That's really awesome. And if you have a car enthusiast in your life, it's a necessity to have that brand new 57 Chevy Fender. So, let's be practical. We got to get the car done. We got to get it built. It's got to be completed by the spring. It's okay. You're going to both enjoy it.
And I'm working on that old Lubster.
Yes.
And I got it primed last night for the container. I already got the pump part. I already sanded all that and repainted that. Now I'm doing the dispenser part of it. And hopefully Friday, I'm going to be shooting some good paint on it.
I want to see some Facebook updates. And that's the one you guys are building for the fire department?
Yes, I'm actually restoring it for the volunteer fire department out in Rancho Haven, and I'm going to donate it to them when I'm done so that when they have their annual auction barbecue, they can auction it off to make some money. I was trying to do an old windmill because I love restoring old windmills. I myself have 3 of them. And I'm keeping an eye on a neighbor out there that the poor windmill, all the bolts are loose and it's drooping. And so one day when I have enough guts, I'll go knock on the door and say, hey, you want to get rid of that beast?
I never had an interest in windmills until I came to your house, and it is so mechanical. It's almost car, like the way it's just mechanical.
Yeah, it's all mechanical. There's nothing. Pull a lever and the gears start turning with the wind through the fans.
Yep. But for the folks listening, it's, you're thinking about windmills that they talk about today that they put in the oceans and on these mountains. It's not like that. It's a classic windmill. Like
country windmill. Yep. It used to pump. They used to pump water. Now they're for aesthetics. They can still pump water if we put it over a well, but I don't have 3 wells to put them on. But they're kind of cool. I love them.
Us gearheads, that we are about aesthetics. Like we hang license plates and hubcaps on the wall.
How about toppers? License plate toppers. Do you know about those?
No.
Look them up.
Toppers?
Right? Yes. People used to advertise, and they used to make toppers, and you'd put them on the top. You'd bolt them on your top of your license plate. Anyway, we are at the end of our show. Rob, how can people find you?
Rob at thetechreps.com and thetechreps.com.
We'll be here back next Tuesday after Turkey Day. Everybody, please drive safely. Enjoy the holidays. Happy motoring. Bye-bye, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
And if that ain't enough to make you flip your
I'm Andrew Saul, Commissioner of Social Security. I'm here to warn you about telephone scammers pretending to be government employees. Some of these scammers may say threatening things like you will be arrested if you don't make payments or provide personal information. Do not fall for these tricks. These calls are not from us. Real Social Security employees will never threaten you for information or money. If you receive a call like this, hang up. Never give the caller your personal information, like your Social Security number or bank account, or send money